All right, let's go. We have one of the biggest patches, if not the biggest patch, since I've started playing the game. They got all kinds of new updates. I'm really excited about this. Check this out. We got new features, new factions, dwarves. We have new buffs, Vel and Perfect Vel, new clan boss difficulty, a new tournament. We have champion balancing. Old bad legendaries like Astrelith are getting buffed. Tomb Lord, my Tomb Lord is getting out of the vault. He's actually potentially good now. He puts four poisons. Look at this. 70% chance, 4 poisons. Is this happening? Tomb Lord? And that's all cool, but the big winner here is not only the Void Shard summoning chances being brought in line with Ancient Shards, meaning the drop rates on Void Shards have been buffed, but check this out. Right here. Artifact drop rates adjusted. High rank legendary artifacts are far more likely to drop from layer stages in the dungeons, while rare artifact drop rates have been decreased for those stages. Earlier stages have a decreased drop rate for high rank legendary artifacts. You would think this is a bummer because earlier on you don't get access to high end stuff, but this is an amazing buff. Because it means later game when you're farming 20, which you will get to eventually, that's the end. When you get there, farming only does 5 and 6 star gear. So it's massively more efficient now because you only get 5 star and 6 star of the highest ranking gear. That's a massive energy saver for the late game people. And that's a really big free to play buff because any buff to your energy is a direct buff to free to play. So that's a huge buff there. And check this out. They removed all of the login epics. So these are all of the epics you get just by logging in. They removed them from Sacred Shards. So now when you open Sacreds, you're guaranteed not to get a login epic. That's amazing. That's such a cool quality of life buff. And I don't remember us like demanding that or anything, or people really being that pissed off about it. We kind of meme about pulling a shaman from the Sacred Shard, but it's never really been like that game changing. So I thought that was great. Yeah, thanks for that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through the patch notes here. Starting from the top, they say, "Greetings from Plarium. The peal of hammers striking white-hot metal rose through an ancient hall beneath the mountains of despair. Armored boots thud across tunnels and mountain passes that have lain forgotten and untraveled for centuries. With banners unfurled, dwarven champions set out from their underground kingdom in force, prepare to lend the might to the people of Teleria and take vengeance against Sirah." I didn't even know we were fighting against somebody. "The terrifying demon lord rises from his hellish pit once more, stronger than ever. But so too the rewards for sending him back into that fiery lake become even greater. And by grace of Lumaya, many of the O champions had their powers increased. Read the notes below, blah, blah, blah." So basically what they're referring to is the buffs. And there's buffs to O champions, there's the new characters coming, and there's a new clan boss difficulty. So we have a lot to go through here. Now they talk about the new factions. There's a little bit of lore, and I'm not going to go through and read this in particular, but what they say here is champions from this new faction are now available to be summoned through the Dwarven Vanguard that's limited in number. More of their kin are already marshalling their strength to join the fray. Accessories for the dwarves have been ever covered in the Spire's Den, so now obviously we can get them there. No doubt the ever-grumbling warriors will be eager to reclaim what is theirs, and to celebrate their arrival, we are doubling the chance for dwarven champions. This applies to all shard types. So meaning Sacred Shards have double the chance for dwarves currently. So if you're trying to get a dwarf legendary, that's the way to go. If you've saved them, now is the time. And then there's also some new buffs coming to the tables. And what we have here is Vel and Perfect Vel. So champions with this ability will be becoming available later, okay? So it's not just the ones that I think are coming now. They're saying it's going to be even more going to be coming. So crafted by the wise and powerful mage, the spell of Vel takes many forms and applications, but its purpose remains unchanged. It hides the champion from the eyes of his or her foes, allowing for a perfect strike to be delivered when the time is right. The buff has two tiers, Vel and Perfect Vel. The champion under either of these buffs cannot be chosen as a target of an enemy's champion skill. Note, if all champions remaining on your team have an active Vel or Perfect Vel effect, the enemy will no longer be restricted in choosing a target. In the case of Basic Vel, the effect will be immediately lifted if the champion uses a skill that deals damage, with the exception of damage affected by a skill that applies. Vel, if applicable, passive damage does not count as a hit. So basically what they're saying here is Vel is like your stealth, but you have to come out of stealth to attack. And Perfect Vel is, you can attack from stealth. basically. Okay, that's the concept here, and you can't click on a stealth guy. All right, they're immune. That's basically the concept too. Okay, not too bad. New clan boss difficulty. So this is cool. Taught a humbly and painful lesson by his previous defeats, and having learned that champions now have access to the rank 6 artifacts, the Demon Lord returns far stronger and tougher than he was. A whole new difficulty is available to veteran players now and brings new awesome rewards. Keep in mind the balance of previous clan boss chests have been adjusted to accommodate for this change. So we don't know what the adjustments are, but they've adjusted the clan boss chests. That may mean for the higher difficulty one, now if you want the sacred drop rates and all that through the chest, maybe you have to beat the newer one. We don't know. So that's to be determined here. So I'm going to be an optimist on it, and hopefully it's still good, but maybe the higher tier one is where all the good stuff is now. We don't know yet. Okay, there's also new tournaments. Several new dungeon tournaments are planned to launch in the coming weeks as part of a regular lineup. Heed the words of the herald and be ready to prove the strength of your blah, blah, blah. So basically we got a new variety of champions coming, so that way we don't have to do Ice Golem every 25 seconds. Okay, I'll leave a link in the description to the patch notes here where you can go and read the patch notes for yourself. I've shown you the highlighted portion of it. The rest of it is really just showing the legendaries that are buffed, which are Strelith, Tomb Lord, Raglan, Dracomore, Valkyrie, Baron, Altan. And then after that, there's some epics here. Faceless Terror Beast, Jarang, Vergus, Steel Bower. Got nerfed, actually, Steel Bower did. And then there's the miscellaneous changes we talked about there. There's some bug fixes here, but nothing too major. And that is basically the patch. So the huge takeaways here are that late game gear farming got better. Void shards increased by a small amount. Void shard drop rates anyway. And besides that, we got some legendary buffs, so that way the garbage legendaries are kind of being brought from the dead a little bit. We have now basically stealth and perfect stealth called Vel and Perfect Vel. And then we have the Dwarves. The Dwarves are coming, guys. Okay, one of the devs over there was nice enough to send me some of their concept art, and he said I could share it with you guys. So I'm going to show you. This was the original concept art for some of the Dwarves here. The legendary character, which his icon looks like this, and he's going to be the new Dwarf legendary. I don't have any info on him quite yet, but here's the original concept art for it. I think that's pretty fantastic looking. They also have some concept and kind of visualization stuff. Here you can see for the original modeling that was done for some of the more common characters. Here there's some concept art done. Pretty nice. I'm not an artist, guys, so I don't know what I'm looking at, but I love seeing this stuff. I love art and sound design. I think it's really cool. I love seeing how all these amazing artists can come together and really make a character, seem like a living, breathing person. I think it's fantastic, and I'm very thankful they shared it with me. And check this out. Here's some early modeling of the in-game legendary. I think that's roughly what he's going to look like for the in-game model there. And I'm not quite sure what this is. Just looks like some more modeling. It's actually pretty cool. It almost looks like, is this like Aztec? I can't tell if it's like Aztec or almost Native American, like totem looking. I can't tell which one it is. Maybe it's like armored, just some kind of like dwarven armor. I don't know, kind of looks, that's what came to my mind anyway. Let me know in the comments section of what you're most excited about for this patch. I think for me, it's a toss-up between the Dwarves or my Tomb Lord getting a buff. For the people that don't know, and I think I actually have it pulled up here, I have a Tomb Lord, and I think that now is the time that we get to pull him out of his vault. I think it's still, if I'm correct, I think it's still Spirit Keep Day. I have some white potions, arcane ones. I'm going to go in there and yep, I think it's time to work on the boy Tomb Lord and get him ready for his day in the sun. So for me, I'm excited for that. We'll see if we can do some kind of shard opening for the dwarf event. Let me know if you guys would like to see some kind of shard opening for the dwarf event. Anyway, we've been doing a lot of those. We do live stream. I want to give a few shout outs here at the end. We do live streams over on my Twitch, which I'll put in the description down below if you want to catch me live. We've been doing that almost every day. Shout out to the Twitch subs over there. We got almost 50 subs, so that's pretty exciting. And I want to say thanks to my patrons that are continuing to support me through August. I think there's about 12 of them at the moment. So I want to say big shout out to the patrons that are helping because of the patron support for the last couple months, plus some donations on stream. We should be able to get, I believe on the 21st when I get paid, we should be able to get a camera for the stream, and that will upgrade the visual quality. It's going to look a lot better, and then I can actually start recording some footage, not just sitting at my desk, and use it for, you know, B-roll and things of that nature to improve the content. So we're going to have another increase of quality of content, very similar to the quality increase we got when we got the new microphone here, and I'm really looking forward to that. So like the video if you guys enjoyed the video today. I really appreciate all the great feedback I'm getting about the Raid Challenge and stuff. I love y'all, and I hope you have a great day.